middle of a sentence. Sorry about that. So the last thing that I was saying about schizotypal personality disorder is there are often also behaviors that other people would call eccentric that underlie it. So again, to summarize, with schizotypal, you're not having the full delusion. You're not having the full delusions that impact behavior. You're not having the full hallucinations, but there are cognitive distortions there. And it is enough that it impacts social and interpersonal skills and discomfort with personal relationships. Now, an important contrast to that is schizoid personality disorder. Because with schizoid personality disorder, we also see detachment from relationships and isolation. So it can look similar, but there are very important differences. With schizoid personality disorder, this is not due to a suspicion or a paranoia. This is not due to a delusion. This is not due to everybody thinking that that person is so eccentric that there is just not any contact there. With schizoid personality disorder, you see that detachment from relationships and that isolation because they just don't care. They don't have an interest in socializing. They don't have a desire to form those bonds, to form those relationships. There is a full and complete lack of interest in socializing, in relational bonds. They're isolated because that's how they would prefer it. So that brings up the question, if I can click to the next slide, if you're thinking through in terms of a compare and a contrast, what would be the difference between a schizoid personality disorder and an avoidant personality disorder, right? If they're both marked by the fact that I'm avoiding other people. And the primary difference between the two of this is what is the motivation behind that lack of socialization? What is the motivation behind that isolation? Again, with schizoid, it's flat out indifference. I don't care about being around other people. I'm happy in my head by myself. I'm good. Avoidant personality disorder has a very different motivation. With avoidant personality disorder, you have this pervasive fear of rejection, feeling of inadequacy, and being oversensitive to a negative evaluation from others. So why don't I hang out with other people? Because they won't like me, because I'm not as good as they are. Because if they think that I'm a rude person, I just would not be able to live with that. That would just destroy me, right? So I don't go out and meet other people. I don't socialize with other people because I'm afraid they're going to reject me. I'm afraid they're not going to like me. Versus with schizoid, where I don't socialize or do things with other people because I don't care. I don't want to. I don't have any desire to do it. So hopefully that gives a little bit of clarification about some of the key points of schizophrenia in terms of its symptoms, its subtypes, and the schizophrenic type disorders.